When people think about personal finance in Dubai, they think about making money, saving, and maybe investing. But one topic that nobody likes to talk about, yet a lot of people are secretly dealing with, is personal loans. And honestly, some people make a great use of loans to build their lives here. Others, they fall into a cycle of debt they can't easily escape. So in today's video, I'm breaking down the real truth about personal loans in Dubai, when they make sense, when they're a trap, and what alternatives you should be considering before you ever sign on the dotted line. We're also going to look at some of the current interest rates across banks in Dubai, and I'll give you my honest take on when a loan is a smart move and when it's just digging yourself a hole. Before we dive in, a quick reminder, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're serious about taking control of your finances in Dubai. And if you want even deeper insights and private strategies I don't post publicly over here, check out the members only group here on YouTube. The link is down below in the description. And before we move on, just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my honest opinion. Let's get right into it. First, let's talk about the basics. Getting a personal loan in Dubai is pretty easy, sometimes way too easy. If you've been here long enough, you've probably gotten those SMS spam offers. Congratulations, you're pre-approved for a loan of 150,000, and on the surface, it looks tempting. You could finally upgrade your car, pay off your credit cards, take that big vacation you've been putting off. But what you have to understand is that personal loans are a huge moneymaker for banks. And because of that, the terms aren't always as friendly as they seem. Let's look at current loan rates. Right now in 2025, interest rates on personal loans in Dubai are sitting between 3.5 to 6.9% flat rate annually depending on the bank, your salary, and your credit profile. If you calculate that into a reducing balance rate, the real rate you're paying, it can easily jump up to 6 to 12% annually. Banks like Emirates NBD, ADCB, and FAB are offering relatively competitive loans if you're a salary transfer customer. If you're transferring your salary to the same bank where you're taking the loan, they'll offer you slightly better rates, maybe as low as 3.5 to 4%. If not, expect higher rates. Some banks like Emirates Islamic and Mashriq also offer Sharia compliant financing options called personal finance, which structure the loan differently, but the cost to you is still comparable. But here's the thing people don't always realize. Most personal loans in the UAE are structured over 3 to 5 years, and they come with early settlement fees. Meaning, if you try to pay them off early, you still pay 1% of the outstanding amount as a penalty or a capped amount, whichever is lower. So you're locked in unless you're willing to pay extra to get out. So when does taking a personal loan actually make sense? There are a few scenarios where a loan can actually be smart. If you're consolidating high interest rate like multiple credit cards charging you 30% APR and you can roll it into one personal loan at 5 or 6%, you're instantly saving thousands of dirhams in interest. So that's a win. Or if you're investing in something that will generate future income, like funding a professional certification, a license for your business, or something that genuinely increases your earning potential, that's a justifiable reason to take a loan. Some people also use personal loans for home down payments here if they don't want to dip into investments or savings. Again, strategic if the math makes sense. But outside of those reasons, loans quickly turn into lifestyle inflation traps. So let's discuss when is a loan a trap. If you're taking a loan just to buy a luxury car you don't really need, or take a 5-star vacation, or throw a big wedding you can't ultimately afford, or just keep up with Dubai's Instagram lifestyle, it's definitely a trap. You're locking yourself into years of repayments, and that monthly installment becomes a permanent chunk missing from your salary. And in Dubai, losing your job is always a risk. Unlike some countries, if you default on loans here, here, it's not just bad for your credit, it can have serious legal consequences. Banks can file police cases for bounced loan payments if things get serious. That's why I always say if you're taking a loan to buy depreciating assets or fund consumption, you're not building wealth. You're renting a lifestyle you can't ultimately afford. Now, here are some alternatives to personal loans. Before taking a personal loan, always explore alternatives. First, can you negotiate payment plans directly with whoever you owe? Whether it's a school, landlord, hospital, you'd be surprised how many places offer zero interest installment plans. Second, can you save aggressively for 3 to 6 months and avoid the loan altogether? Postponing a purchase might not feel exciting, but it's a lot better than paying 6% interest for 3 total years. Third, if it's for a business or investment, can you find a partner, a silent investor, or bootstrap your way through the first stage? And finally, sometimes a credit card installment plan at 0% for 6 to 12 months can be cheaper if you're financing a small purchase like a laptop or a certification course, rather than committing to a full-fledged personal loan. Now, here are my final thoughts. At the end of the day, loans are tools. Just like fire can cook your food or burn down your house, a loan can either move you forward financially or trap you in debt. If you're strategic, disciplined, and you're using borrowed money to invest in yourself, consolidate high-interest debts, or build assets, then yes, a personal loan can absolutely make sense. But then again, if you're using it to fund a lifestyle you can't afford yet, it's better to slow down, build your base properly, and avoid putting your future self into unnecessary stress. Dubai offers a lot of financial opportunities, but it also tests your discipline like crazy. And knowing when to borrow and when to say no is one of the biggest keys to thriving here. And if you found this video breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe for more real-world finance content in Dubai, and check out the members-only group for exclusive videos where I dive even deeper into strategies I don't post publicly. And as always, stay smart, stay focused. I'll catch you guys in the next one.